So, hello again everybody, it's Genghis, and this time I'm showing you a game in the KV5. You can see I'm in a platoon with Fruchtriese and Wacky, both from Omni. Wacky is driving his FE304 because I think he doesn't like his only trait premium he's got, if I'm not wrong. Or he's only got a T34, which doesn't have special matchmaking, something like that. So yeah, he took this because we wanted to do our double, or triple, whatever it was. We get Ruinberg encounter, which is a pretty nice map for me, myself and the i6. And the FE304 is really an arty that can be decent on every map there is, because it's so fast and has such a good gun arc and stuff. We of course decide to go city straight away. You can go there on encounter, but in heavies it's just better to go city in my opinion. I'm also going to talk a bit about the KV5. It's not going to be like a full review, but just to give you like a quick heads up what this tank is about, what it's good at, what it's bad at. Its advantages are, for one, the really good DPM. As you see, I've got a reload of 7.07 seconds for 300 average damage, which is very glorious, very Soviet glorious. The gun in general isn't bad. The accuracy on the move is surprisingly good. The aim time is decent, especially for Russian. It's not like the best aim time you've ever seen, but you know, it does make your hair stand out because you wait for so long. The accuracy overall is decent too. It's 0.41 if I'm not wrong. So, you know, I'm not saying you can snipe like you want to, but at close quarter, and that's where this tank wants to be, it's more than average. And you can see, you know, I'm sniping the Tiger Piece Cupola at 215 meters now. So yeah. What are the downsides? Well, for one, the penetration, 167. It's really... You can make it work, especially at close quarters. But sometimes you will just have to shoot gold, especially against tier 9s, it gets a bit meh. However, on the other side, gold ammo is pretty great. Well, considering how bad the AP ammo is. You get 219 penetration, APCR. APCR is always better than heat in my opinion. So it's enough against most things you will meet. Only real, like, in the tank is E75. Really hard to penetrate those. Now, another of the main advantages of the KV5 is its massive health pool. I mean, it's got nearly 1,800 health, which is how much a bat chat, you know, tier 10 medium has. It's a tier 8 with the most hit points point. And as you've got this amount of hit points, you can really go in aggressively and eat 1 or 2 shots from the enemy, which then allows you to go maybe get side armor, get rear armor of the enemy, where your AP ammo is able to penetrate them easily, and you can just use your DPM to out DPM them. Armor wise, how's the armor? I mean, most people know that R2D2 here, this big turret, is a weak spot. In general, the side armor is probably the best in tier, along with a KV5. Oh, KV4. And maybe the i3, which has got very troll side armor. But it's really very good side armor. The frontal armor isn't bad, isn't good. The lower plate's a bit weak. This upper plate is actually very strong. The smaller of the two frontal cupolas, this one, is also very strong. People often don't know that. And the turret is good, but not great. It can be penetrated. I'm not gonna lie about that. The mantlet is, however, pretty big and pretty good, but you can also get penetrated there at some spots. It's a very weird mantlet. So yeah, you saw me and Fruchtriese go pretty aggressive, and we cleared out the city. I did 2,000 damage and only took around 500, so that's pretty enjoyable. Yeah, we managed to clear that out. On the other side, our, you know, this area here completely died. So, yeah. What you see me do here is set up a backward side script. Now, what is a backward side script basically? Everybody knows side scripting, I think. It's when you go out backwards so that your enemies only see your side. This works especially good with tanks which have a turret in the back or in the middle, like the Mouse or the E100 or that kind of tank. With KV5, side scripting still works, especially as the sides are so strong. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. However, you pretty easily show your cupolas which then kind of negates the effect of side skipping. So that's why if you backward side skip, as your turret is in front, basically, you go out forwards, and you have to really keep your back covered by the wall you're side skipping out of. But then the only thing my enemies see is a side at an impenetrable angle. Even for like tier 10s, this would be basically impenetrable. At, what kind of angle do my enemies see me at? That kind of an angle. This is basically what my enemies see, yeah? They see my very angled side armor and my turret. And the turret, first of all, at this distance, at this distance it's strong, especially as the weak spots can't really be aimed at. So yeah. As a KV5 has more ammo than it will ever need, I just keep spamming lock shots at the 5100. Who is our best player? Also, he is a reroll. He's still pretty decent. And he's very dangerous, especially as he had a lot of health left, and he can clip us. So yeah. Fortriese went back over here in this area, and got sniped out by the RT and the tanks. And by now it's starting to look really bad. Our KV4 is basically dead. He's not the best player ever, and he's just standing in the open. There we go, he's dead. And I'm left alone. I've got decent amount of health left. But I'm not full life either. And my only remaining ally is yeah. Tier 6 already. At least I know he's a good player, because it's wacky. But yeah. Now what do the enemies have left? They've got a 5100 and a lot of health. A Tiger P, who... Wait, why is this not working? For some reason I can't see the health bar of the dead enemies, but whatever. Resting enemies. But Tiger P is kind of low life, Centurion is kind of low life too. Actually, wait, the 5100 isn't as high life as I thought. Okay, I take that back then. I guess he took a couple blind shots from some people. Anyway. Right now, what am I thinking? Because I was talking a lot about the tank, but not a lot about what was happening in the battle. Sorry for stuttering. I saw a Centurion and a 5100 both pretty much 2 shots for sure actually, approaching me. I also noticed that the Centurion is stock. He's only got 1,350 health, which means he has a stock turret, which means he is stock. However, the 5100 isn't. He already put a shot into me and he did 338 damage, so he has for sure got the top gun. And I'm pretty sure it was APCR too. So yeah. What that tells me is they were coming down this road together. Basically, the 5100's plan was the Centurion takes the first shot and then he starts clipping me and he can take a second shot and he would kill me. Now, as they were coming down this road, they were stopping at this corner. I saw them come, and I went away. They are probably thinking I'm side-skipping here or something like that. So they are waiting here, because what does 5100 really need to do? He can't allow me to take more than one shot on the way to me, and he can't allow me to shoot him once and then retreat into cover. He can't pick a boo with me, because I've got too much health. So what he's waiting for is, he's waiting for me to get spotted here maybe, or to be somewhere here. He's waiting for somebody else to go in, so he can come in when I'm reloading and be at close quarters immediately and just start unloading on me. Now, as I expect him to be waiting around here, I go around this way. I'm careful to not go into the cap circle as much as I can, so they don't know my position, of course. And yeah, I come around the corner, I cap real quick, but then it's already too late. And I put one into the 5100, and this is what I want to do, yeah? I want to peek out, snapshot into him, he snapshots me, misses or doesn't miss, doesn't really matter. Then I reload. And yeah, you see he's completely in a bad situation now. And I managed to take him out, the most dangerous enemy left, or the most dangerous enemy at all. So yeah, now I am left to fight the Centurion who was approaching. Waki finds the enemy Homo, which is also going into D mode. And it's basically a battle of arties. The Centurion shoots APCR at me, but I don't blame him at all. I mean, it's stock Centurion, you know. So he puts a shot into me, not the most damaging one ever. Now I decide, yeah, of course, I'm gonna go after him. I want to take him out. The Tiger P is approaching Waki. So yeah, guys, look at this. What? What? Did you see that shot? I basically shot on the move through this window over this ragged wall into the moving side of the Tiger P. Like, what the Russian accuracy system. So that was a pretty lucky shot, but I don't think it changed the game, to be honest. I managed to take out the Centurion. He puts in one more shot into me while I kill the Tiger P, and then one more just before I managed to kill him. And yeah, now the only thing which is left on the enemy team is the AMX 1375, who is basically a one-shot. And Waki bravely steals my Top Gun. Yeah. So let's have a look at post-game stats. As you can see, I got a first class medal. So it's not an ace tanker game, but I still thought it was a pretty nice endgame carry, as we were 2v4 or 5, and I was the only tank left, Waki being in an arty. I ended up doing a total of 3,924 damage, so nearly 4,000 with 5 kills, and I got nearly 1,300 raw experience. Frostgriese also did more than his share of the damage, doing around 2,500 and getting nearly 1,000, oh, getting a bit over 900 free raw XP. And even Waki, the tier 6 RT, did 1,500 damage and got a lot of XP for it too. Well, which is pretty normal though, as he was damaging higher tiers than himself. Let's have a look at the post-game stats. At the credit income and stuff. I fired 31 shots, of which 17 did damage, which did the 4,000 damage, of course. I received 8 shots, as you can see, 6 of those penetrated. Although, as far as I know, tracks count as penetration. So yeah, I still had decent amount of health left at the end. And the KV5, it's a tank which has a lot of health and armor which can't be relied on at every shot to bounce or not bounce, except against like really low tiers or something. If you do your job, you angle, you wiggle to make your weak spots, especially R2D2, harder to hit. You can count on it that every game you're gonna bounce 1, 2, 3 shots. You're gonna have games where you bounce a lot more, especially against enemies you don't know where to aim or with very low penetration, or if you set up a really nice side script, all that kind of stuff. But on average, you can always count that you're gonna have a couple bounces. So basically, you can count on your KV5 as having 2,500 HP, which really makes out the strength of the tank. You've got decent mobility, you go forward in a straight line fast enough, you don't turn fast or anything, but you get to your positions. And once you're there, you've got health, you've got bouncy, trollish armor, and a gun which, while it doesn't have great penetration at all, it has decent alpha damage, very very good reload time and DPM. You reload as fast as most tier 8 mediums, while having 60 more alpha, just to give you, one point of view. Or one comparison. And yeah, you've got decent accuracy on the move, especially like when you're driving slowly, just wiggling a bit, and you just can hammer your shots in. I earned the 104,000 credits brute, and came out with 80,000 net. As you saw in that game, I shot mostly AP, only a couple of APCR shots at the end because I didn't want to lose it, and one in between at the KV4 I think. But yeah, I only paid 16,000 for ammunition and a bit for repairs. You really don't need to spam APCR on this tank. I'm not gonna deny it helps, but if you know where to aim, you can really penetrate most of the tanks you meet with AP. Because you're also very tall, which for example makes it much easier to either penetrate IS-3, I'll take IS-3 as an example, yeah? As you're so tall, at close quarter, it's much easier to penetrate the upper plate than other tanks which have more penetration but are much lower, because you're really shooting down on it, taking down the angle. And also, even at the distance, you're able to hit an IS-3's turret roof, because you're so tall, It's actually like a pretty big target, even at 200 meters, and you can hit it 1 time out of 2 with the accuracy you have. So yeah, that's really the strength of this tank. I also uploaded this video because I've got one of my regular Twitch viewers who keeps trying to convince me that the KV5 is bad, and I keep trying to convince him that it's not. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. Just a quick just a quick carry, and see you soon. Bye.